Inside Boxing's Throwdown. My name's Steve Johnson, co-host Aurelio Martinez. Here we are, folks, with the third segment. First of all, I have to say, my, how time flies. Because time just gets away from us. I think, Aurelio, we might have to make our show like 2-3 hours sometimes to get everything that we need in. But
there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. But one of the things I'm going to start off with, you can take it from me and run with it if you want to, but the rumblings are, we know now that it's confirmed that Jeff Horn is going to fight Terrence Crawford.
That's right.
We got that confirmed.
That's going to happen.
The next thing is what was going to happen with Manny Pacquiao. They had talked about him fighting possibly Lomachenko. Vasil Lomachenko said, nah, I don't get anything by that. Right or wrong, if you believe it, that you agree with that or not, that fight is off. Now the rumblings are is that our own, Denver's own Mike 303, baby, Mike Alvarado is going to fight Manny Pacquiao. How do you feel about that fight?
I think it's a good fight for Mike. Okay, I can just happen to tell you because Mike trains with us on the other side of our gym. We got 2 gyms back to back. We got the Denver Boxing Academy and Strictly Boxing, and of course Mike's on the other side. So we kind of share that big space, and I'm impressed with what he's doing and on his comeback. So bottom line is win, lose, or draw, you're going to have a serious Mike in there, someone that's committed and serious. So it's going to be good. This fight was talked about a while back, and then it was shut down by Bob Arum. Right. Dan Raphael just flat out asked Bob Arum about the fight because it was going around all the internet. And of course, Bob Arum at that time denied it, said, no, we've never talked about that fight. That's just internet stuff going about. Okay, so it kind of died down. And they talked about Pacquiao, and of course he's not going to have the rematch with Horn and all that stuff. So now the talk is back, and now it's legitimate. Now you're talking to Bob Arum, and he's kind of changed his tune as to where no, it's not. Now they're looking into it. So that basically tells you that it's going to be looked into. So we have to take a look at it. Okay, number one, it's not going to be a marquee fight as far as pay-per-view or I don't know. I think he's probably even going to have trouble getting it on like a Showtime or an HBO. So most likely it'll be an ESPN bout.
Premier Boxing Champions.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I don't know if
the Top Rank will go for that.
Bob Arum's going to work with Al Heyman, so it's probably going to be an ESPN fight.
Right.
But I'll tell you what I like about the fight is I think we're going to actually see a good fight. Pacquiao's aging. He's 39 years old. Not that Mike's a youngster, but Mike is still coming in to fight. He'll be in shape. He's going to fight. Pacquiao can lose this if he comes in thinking it's just a tune-up fight. Okay, which hurt. In Pacquiao's favor, which I really like, and I've been saying this over and over in all our shows, is he has to come down in weight. He's not big enough to be fighting in 47s. And all his 47 fights, he's never even tipped the scale at 47. He's too little. Okay, you remember, we're talking about a guy that started fighting at 106. So by him coming down, and this is probably more likely going to be at 140, that's more in tune. He actually needs to get back down to 35, okay, which he is trying to get back down there to fight Lomachenko. Okay, that's the fight that Manny wants. He wants that fight with Lomachenko, which to me is a great fight for Pacquiao. It's a great fight because he's fighting at a weight where he can perform in a dominant fashion, more of his weight, where he doesn't have to fight the bigger people, give up so much weight, get hit with so much stronger punches, and Lomachenko don't hit with the devastating power. So going back to that fight, we'll talk about that a little bit. People were saying, well, Lomachenko don't want to fight him or he's ducking him around. You're damn right he's ducking Pacquiao. You're damn right. There's no other way. But I'm not saying this in a bad way, okay? Lomachenko's handlers are just smart. Don't make excuses. You don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. Because why? Because it's a fight he can lose. And in my opinion, it's a fight that he will lose. Okay, now Manny Pacquiao at a lighter weight comes back fierce. He comes back with power. He's a non-stop power. He's got them small small little elusive moves that he makes. The Lomachenko has the big elusive moves, the big amateur style angles that he uses. So to me, it's a fight that Lomachenko loses, and obviously their camp knows that it's a strong possibility. So why take that fight? The best thing to say is, oh, he's an old man, he's past his prime, we got nothing to win by him fighting.
So your position is that this fight between between Mike Alvarado and Manny Pacquiao will be not a welterweight, but a super lightweight.
I believe so. I believe it's going to be at 40, not at 47, because 47 right now is too heavy for Mike as well.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike's down to where he should be. The 140-pound weight favors Mike, because Mike is getting back to where he should be, and focus. It's a fight that Mike can win, you know, and if he wins that, it puts him in a position where he can make that big money fight.
Well, I think I have to agree with you, but I know there's a lot of people around the country that when they heard the possibility of this, first thing they said was, typical Bob Arum, making an easy path for Manny Pacquiao. But because we happen to have seen the last two fights that Mike has had, we have that advantage over some of these other people. Yeah. And we get to see that this is a different Mike. This is not the Mike that got blasted out by Provodnikov. It's not that same Mike. This is another Mike, and he's ready, refocused, new dad, relatively new dad. He and his wife Bridget, I mean, the family's tight. His peripheral stuff around his life is together. Yeah. This is a new Mike.
I'll tell you what, if Mike can somehow win this fight, if it's made and he wins this fight, it just puts him in a position where he's
back in the saddle.
He's back, because thereafter that, his next fight will be a marquee fight, because he'll put himself in this position, similar to Horn. No one knew of Jeff Horn until he beat Pacquiao, so now look at him. He's getting a big fight against Terrence Crawford. Big payday. I mean, that's what you train so hard for. That's what you thrive for, to make money and set yourself for life and set your kids for life. So I think Mike's in a position where he can accomplish that, because if the fight's made, he's successful in beating Pacquiao, which he has a very legitimate chance, okay, then he puts himself in a position where he can be in a big fight with like a Mikey Garcia, okay? And that will be a big fight, because now Mike is coming off and showing the people that he's got what it takes. He's rejuvenated. He's done with the bad elements in his life, in his personal life.
Yep.
And I'm telling you what, that can be an interesting.
I like what you said, because Mikey Garcia has let it be known that making 135 now for him is almost impossible. Yeah. You have to work his ass off, but of course he would do it for the money. Sure. But other than that, 140 is going to be where he'd like to be. What better opponent than Mike? Yeah. Mike, as this fight, if it happens between Mike and Manny Pacquiao, win or lose, if Mike has a great performance, he's still right in the mix, because Mikey Garcia would still say, hey, I get a shot at him. Yeah. Mike this is all about Mike. But for all of you people that say that Mike has no shot, you haven't paid attention. And I'll go out on and say it. The ones that haven't seen Mike in the last two fights and just say that he doesn't have a chance, they don't know shit about boxing. That's all. Just let me say that.
You got to give a boxer a shot regardless when they get in that ring. If you look at their background and they've been up there fighting top contenders, you always got to give them a chance. Just like Matthesi, we talked about Matthesi. You got to give him a chance. I don't care if he goes in that ring and defends his title against one of the other champions. You got to give him a chance.
And these guys are former world champions. Absolutely. Okay, they're not bums, so you have to always take that into consideration.
Exactly.
Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is, since we talked about Manny Pacquiao, the other conversation we're having, we're going to start building up to it a little bit, is that the fight that we have on between the upcoming fight.
Yeah, go ahead.
The fight that we're, man, I just have brain lock. We got another fight, an upcoming fight that is going to be a good one, but I'll just say that the next, in February, we have a good month of February with some good solid fights that everyone has to think about, and we'll profile those as we get closer. And then we'll move towards Cinco de Mayo, where we have finally the long-awaited rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Triple G.
Well, they're still working on it, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. 10 seconds. So all good. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. That ends up this week. We'll see you next week when we'll give you updated information on all the things that are happening. And
Hopefully by that time I'll be done with my cold and I can talk to Radio a little better. He's
That's
got
right.
me this week. I can't talk to him too much.
That's good. Okay. Well, Steve, till next week. We'll see you next week. Keep them hands up.